we're back. We are going to divert our attention to this wall here, and moving on down. There is some work that we'll have to do. We'll have to pour concrete curb out, and I'll take you guys out there and I'll show you that. But my plan is to, well, remove that door. I'm not sure about that window yet. This window is going to go away. I am going to attempt to move this wall in the length or the width of a 2x4, and I'll explain that to you here in a second. So that way yeah, I'll explain that to you here in a second. But our front door will go somewhere in this area with 2 windows, and then over here we'll have 2 windows. And let me take you outside and I'll show you the curb. The reason for having to pour a curb is because when they put these bricks up here, when they put the bricks on the front of the house here, they did some shenanigans with it. So we'll pour some concrete in there, and essentially we will make it look something like that. Just a little curb, and then right here in this section where this little lip area happens, which is kind of with that up there, but we're going to try to make it look something like that, where it's its own separate part, which would make this area its own separate part, and then that its own separate part. And it will kind of, we're hoping, highlight, make it to be like a focal point within the house. So fingers crossed. Here's another example of the curb here. There on the door. But yeah, we have some work to do. We'll have to take some of this drywall off up here. I've been really trying to finish the exterior walls and all that stuff before we tear all that stuff down, the drywall on the roof, because it is so messy, and I'm just regretting or not looking forward to having to pull that stuff down because it is so messy. But we're going to pull this section down here and see what we got. We're probably going to have to cut some of our roof rafters or whatever they're called, so our top sill plate sits in there flush. But I'll show you guys that when we get to it.
Polaroids all scattered across the dusty floor, in the backseat of my Chevy 58, along with bits of candy wrappers. Looking back to when our castle was a shack, vacation was making figure eights in the parking lot. Remember when we used to forget when we forgot? It wasn't like we didn't work hard enough. I I'm trying to hold on to all the things that we did right. But how could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding, all that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, and sometimes I even wanna be with you, just the way you say that it's alright now. I am tearing down this wall. Years go by and gradually the tears run dry, but I'm still here looking for your face in the faceless crowd. Long after our final ship had drowned, it wasn't like we didn't work hard enough. I'm trying to hold on to all the things that we did right. But how could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding, all that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, but sometimes I even wanna be with you, just the way you say that it's alright now. I am tearing down this wall. My heart has never stopped bleeding. All that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, but sometimes I even wanna be with you, just the way you say that it's alright now. I'm tearing down this wall.
What's going on, guys? So it is Sunday. I'm not working on the weekend, but I had to get a closing on this here video. But this is what I've done so far. Had to do a lot of work with the curb that I wanted to put in, and well, I'll just show you here. This is what I got. It's going to be the front door, the side window. There's going to be a window over there. On this side here, this door is going to go away. We're going to have a window here, so that way it kind of gives us a view of that area out that way. And then down here, never mind the mess. Down here I'll have a curb kind of sloping away from the house, and same thing over here. I also had to get a pipe in there. I think I'll dig it down just a little bit more so it has a little bit more material above the pipe there, but that's going to be for our gutter. And yeah, so next week's videos I'll be pouring this, and then we'll be tearing that section down over there so we can get that on the other side of the door poured, and then we'll start fixing this area over here, putting that window in, and then sheathing, and just keep going. You guys know how it is, step by step, little bit by little bit, getting there. Got a mess going. Look at that mess there, man. Holy smokes. We'll get the dumpster next week probably sometime. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, and we will see you next week.